Shalom, shalom. I want to begin by giving our praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and enough respect to the brothers that are out there pushing and spreading their truth, which is the gospel of Yahweh Bahashem Yahshai to the folk on of the world. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahshai. Just want to dedicate this video to a series of dreams that I've had. And although I've had a lot of dreams in the past, and even recent times, these dreams that I'm going to discuss are the ones that were very, very vivid, the ones that I remember in details, and the ones that stood out to me, and it's fresh in my mind from the moment I got them to this very moment. So the first dream I'm going to start off with is the one where coming home from school, and I'm walking through downtown Manhattan, and I chose to take a different route than I'm used to, so that I can get more familiar with the city. So I'm walking through with the Google Maps, with the GPS on my phone, and I'm walking through the city, and I get to the edge of the city, and beyond that, it's like it's not a city. It's like a desert land, a barren, wilderness. And I step into that plane, and I leave behind all the noise in the city, the ruckus, the horns of the cars, the noise, of the trucks, and the voices of the people. I leave all that behind, and then I keep walking. And in my dream, I don't feel lost, because, sometimes that's how dreams are. Sometimes in a dream, you may talk to somebody, you may have a best friend in your dream that you ain't never met before. So that's kind of how it was in my dream. So, now that I wake up, it feels as though I was lost, but in my dream, everything felt normal. But once I was in that barren wilderness, I kind of stopped depending on my phone, and all of a sudden, I was looking up at a chariot. I was looking at chariot, and I just also want to say that this wilderness is it's well lit by the stars. The stars are very beautiful, and I'm walking under it, and through the night I see the chariot, and I'm following the chariot. Again, I don't feel lost, and again, everything seems natural, So I'm following the chariot, and eventually. The brother I'm now from the Men of Valor camp in New York, he walks beside me, He's walking, and we're having a conversation, and it turns out he also got to the moment where I am, he's also following the chariot, but then again, none of this seems strange. So we're just walking and talking, and we're trying to figure out whether brothers are going to get there before us. Now that I wake up, I had no idea what that means, but we're walking, and we're just, talking, and then eventually we see a building, like a one-story building with 4 walls and 1 door, and it's very, very small. And while we see the building, we also see brothers from every direction, converging in onto that building. And it's apparent that we were all led there by that one chariot. So it kind of led everybody to that chariot. And we go into this building, we open a door, and we find Apostle Tahar, Apostle Ramla, Apostle Gabar, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, with their elders, in there teaching the scriptures, teaching the gospel. And we all get in, and, it's a kind of calm, friendly environment, but it's away from everything and everybody else. And then I wake up. So that's how that dream was, and it's very, very vivid in my mind. You should also know that once we got in there was also brothers. We got there early before certain brothers, so other brothers were coming in, other people were coming in and out. And somehow the building contained all of us. So that was the first dream. And the second dream was one where I guess I was in the concentration camps, and I got caught up in it, and they put me in the cell, and then very cold, felt very cold in there, and eventually they took me out, um, and they had me with the rest of the people that were caught up in a concentration camp. And we were all in chains, barefooted. Um, so we were in chains, and they had plans to kill us because we were all in a line, and you didn't know you were walking up to your death until later on when you're walking, and then it turns out that they've killed so many people that the blood started flowing down, and you started feeling the cold blood on your feet. You got entrails and tissues within that blood, between your toes and all these things, and you're shackled up, to your feet, to your arms, and you shackled up to the other people. So we're all walking in a straight line, and we walking up, and when I'm walking up, I see one of the guards discussing about how one of the machines was messed up, and how they had to constantly keep fixing it, but I didn't really pay attention to, because I'm in chains, and I ain't gonna lie, you kind of get scared, you're facing death. So we're walking, and every once in a while you hear news of how the machine malfunctioned, but then it's working again. And it wasn't until it got to my turn that I understood what was happening. See, within this concentration camp, in the people that were in that concentration camp, there were actually men of the Lord in there. There were men who had given their life, and women who had given their life unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And when they were in it, we were also mixed up with these criminals, other terrorist groups, other extremists, and all these people that could not fit into society after the Reformation. But for those that were in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we had nothing to worry about. But continuing, I'm walking down the line, and it got to my turn when they strapped me into the machine, and this machine is supposed to be agonizing. Okay, it's supposed to just at least twist and turn and cut and whatever it is, to make your death as painful as possible, but also quick, And once they strapped me into the machine, before they turned it on, you had an angel that saluted me and took me out of my body. Okay, because when I first saw him, I thought he was one of those guys that were gonna put me to death, and then he just came in and shalom, say shalom. He took me out, and I thought that was kind of strange. So why is this guy helping me? And then it turns out that actually this greeting was in the spirit, and that nobody saw what was going on. But my body was left behind. I saw myself, my body, and I had left my body spiritually. And then I saw that once I was out in spirit, I saw that there were spectators of angels and brothers all around, watching, because they wanted to greet, the brother that died in the faith of Yahweh Shai. So it was kind of beautiful. So I got in there, and I was so happy, so joyful. And then I realized that every time the machine malfunctioned, it was because an angel had his soul to where we wouldn't have to go through that agonizing pain. That's why those guards were talking about how the machines were malfunctioning. So you would have it to where, like, once I was in my body, I realized that you have certain brothers where they when they see a brother that they knew, a brother that they were familiar with, like a best friend in the truth, they can ask permission from the angel. Yeah, well, I know this dude. Let me salute him. Let me be the first person to say shalom to him. And the angel will be like, yeah, man, go ahead, do your thing. And then he goes in and shalom, and the dude will come in crying, like, man, like that sudden relief falls upon him, and it becomes that fear in him, that cries of fear, it instantly turns into tears of joy. And the brother pulls him up, and it went on, and then we were everybody that was in the concentration camp was delivered. Okay, anybody that was in the Yahweh Shemeshai was delivered. It was the second dream that I want to discuss. And the one after that was the one where the missiles hit, right? I was again, walking up from school, and then you know, you hear news that the missile's about to hit, you know, and I see the missiles hitting, you know, it hit and it detonated. It's a, you know, fiery blast. It's huge, and it happened at a very distant, like, oh, it was almost blinding. You know, that first light is extremely blinding, and before the fire could reach me, I could feel pebbles and hot air, like hot air actually hitting me, and little debris, some pebbles hitting your ears, hitting, you know, your eyelids because you're closing your eyes. And then suddenly my perspective changes, and I went from looking at the fire head on, from looking down at it, and then I'm slowly going up, and then I stand on I'm suspended in the air, and then the chariot stops being transparent, and then I realize, okay, I'm standing on the ground, and then it becomes a chariot. The chariot, you know, kind of warps around me. And then I saw the angel, and I also wanted to point out that when I was in the chariot wasn't like you know, like you going in a car seat with a seatbelt. Now the chariot was it was a spacious place, and in the middle of it, you had an angel who was controlling the chariot with a ball, right? So it was there was a ball that was suspended in a light, and he had his hand on the chariot, and, you know, like relative to the earth, that's how he moved the chariots. You know, so he was going around picking brothers up, and eventually the chariot had mad brothers in it, and man, like, yo, I have never seen Jake turned up ever in my life, except in my dream when we were on that chariot. Okay, that was the happiest moment, most like it's just like that sudden relief, man. You know, it was in that chariot. You scream to the top of your lungs, man. You know, and it goes on in the chariot. It was very, very beautiful. And then eventually, brothers have to calm down, because we're about to get ready, you know, and you know, we're about to get ready, go down there, you know, and you know, with Yahweh Shai. So everybody goes down, everybody's quiet in the chariot, and we're all kneeling down, you know, one knee down, and we waiting for Yahweh Shai. Everybody's very, very quiet, because, you know, you want to respect the authority of Yahweh Shai, and everybody's quiet. And eventually Yahweh Shai shows up, and we go with him, and he makes war with the kingdoms of the earth. So, you know, these are the dreams that most stood up to me. There are a lot more dreams that I could talk about, but, you know, I don't want to make this video too long. And you know, so with that, I want to end it right here and say shalom. You know, may the blessing of election be upon all houses, and, you know, may these dreams that brothers keep having about deliverance, you know, let it be a reality, man. Let us have the privilege of having the testimony, man. When we're in the kingdom, let us have that privilege of having an authentic story, you know, to tell the generations to come, for eons, forever, you know, about how we were saved, about how we saw Yahweh Shai come down, man. So with that, I hope you know, brothers are encouraged, and that Yahweh Shai is for us, man, and Yahweh Bashim Shai is with us. So, you know, with that, I'm gonna end it right there. Shalom.